Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Week 12 podcast. I'm Sam, and we have with us Rob. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, safe trip, and whatnot. How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, Sam. How you doing, buddy?
Good. It was. I had a good Thanksgiving. Ate a lot. How about you?
Yeah, I did. I ate. I worked. I slept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't ask for any more than that. Very exciting this weekend due to fantasy football. Like you were saying in that text messages, you had a lot of matchup depending on tonight's Wednesday night game. So it was pretty exciting.
Afternoon, they have to play it at noon.
Because why?
Christmas tree lighting. The Christmas tree lighting, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, people will tune into that, whatever, right?
I doubt it.
I know.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I mean, all you guys that ran out Steelers and whatever Ravens were left, I mean, Moscajonas to you, because if they didn't play, you weren't getting nothing, man. No amount of whining was going to save you from that. So it's tough shit, but you snuck one out there.
Yeah.
Mark and Sam and Todd. So, I mean, I'm happy. Trust me, I'm happy the game got in. But, dude, I was like, no way. I mean, seriously, if they had one guy test positive this morning, that game's off, and we have a completely different podcast we're getting ready to talk about right now.
Come on. Dude, staying over at Tay's place this whole last week, Tay was trying to get me to change up my lineups for, hey, what if, Steelers don't play? I'm like, dude, I'm going to ride or die with Ben. I mean, what options are there?
Yeah.
What options were there, So,
well, I mean, there's Trace McSorley apparently was available.
but let's take a look at the conference. Let's look at our conference. Conference 1, El Oso Verde, Gangrene, Kels, and Brady for Rent. So yeah, El Oso, you had more total points than El Oso.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I did.
Oh.
But did he finally end up catching me? I guess we should probably know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me get over there. So 14:30, yeah, he got me by 17. I think I was trailing by like 28, blew it up on me there. Yeah, and I was going to say, who cares? I'm out of the playoffs. Kels, out of the playoffs. Brady for Rent, out of the playoffs. I'm like, I'll forever be looking for 2 points.
Yeah, and let's go to the Wind division. Autumn Wind, the Bagger of the Bat, Ninja Assassins, and Bruins Maniacs. So Autumn Wind's in, right?
Isn't that just like karma? Autumn Wind won the Wind division.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Yeah, and yes, he's in, and the Bagger of the Bat, everybody was rooting for the Patriots. The Bagger of the Bat are back in the playoffs. He managed to hold Gangrene by a whopping 2 points, and Ninja Assassins by a whopping 20. We love Tay. Tay's a great guy, but, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Bird Maniacs, we love you, and but not this year. So, and of course that works out. El Oso Verde is stealing the bye out of there at 7-3, even though it's, it comes in about, 87 points behind Autumn Wind, but 7-3, 6-4. It was a bad loss by Autumn Wind this week, too, man. They kind of relinquished that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Bruin Maniac tore it up these last 2 weeks that he won.
Boy, man. He went out in a blaze of glory, didn't he? It was.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah,
one more win, and he's.
I was thinking about that. I was was like, man, if he would have, midway, if he would have gotten this hot, because his team looks dangerous.
Oh, he's got a very dangerous team going in. Nobody wants to see Lamar going up against the entirety of the AFC, North or whatever. And obviously it's Derrick Henry time. So Anyway, though, albeit he's out. Yep. So no Derrick Henry, no Patrick Mahomes on our side. Huh?
Let's go over to Conference 2 over here. Fire Division, High Rollers, Big Revis, the Heart Foundation, and Degenerate Bastard. Ooh, look at all the 6 and 4s. Oh.
You know what? High rollers, what a surge. Great way to finish out the season. Big Revis, you know, we love Big Revis, and it's good to see the big man get in there on his return from the main, back over to the mainland. So, you know, I don't know about that Baltimore Ravens start over the Los Angeles Chargers, but okay. And, you know, the Hart Foundation, oh, that was boy, his team fell apart at the ending there. I mean, his only saving grace is his brother lost like 4 more games than him, but he was only 6 points behind him. And dear God, the Jimmer Bastards went out in a 5-game losing streak. Oof. That's rough, dude. He was at one time 2 or 3. He's like, all right, all I got to do is win, you know, get on a winning streak. And, well, he never won again. Yep. Oh, God, man. I feel for you, Michael. That's tough, dude. And then Wolfpack pulled that mess out, didn't he?
Yeah, Wolfpack, 5 in a row there to end the. Wow, he was 1-4 at one point.
Yeah, no, I mean, you talk about hot, you know, and then System Twister. It's God, thank God, it's the last time I got to say that name this year. Straight LA and Tabs, and yeah, these guys are great players. And Straight LA had a really good season. He just never could keep it going. The McCaffrey injury killed him like it did me, maybe even a little more so. And Tabs, that was, you know, I don't know. It's just, Sabs is a great player. I told my kids in the past, I said, keep playing fantasy football. You're going to have every single season possible. And he had one of those this year. So it didn't work out. No matter who I pick up, they're garbage. So
yeah. So congratulations to the people that made the playoffs. You know, good job there.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, and Ryan over there, High Rollers. He's Big Revis, Wolfpack's number 2 seed, Big Revis is 3. And Sam, I do, if you have a chance to put some visuals up later, I do have some season award winners here.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. You want to talk about that right now? Go ahead.
Well, absolutely. We'll go, speaking of high rollers, he comes in there at the 1552, kind of steals that. He really surged back into that position. And he gets the season high score. We got the Bad Beat Award. We got to go all the way back to, you know, what was our week 1, but it was actually the NFL's week 3. That's Sisty Twister there. Coming in, what do I got down here? He lost with 184 total to 211 to Big Revis. Big Revis, you don't get any money for that. You got to give some pity money to Scott. And then, you know, the commissioner did get a little something. He had a nice week when it all came together, and he went ahead and took out that a weekly high score of 267 in week 7. And it's also in a whopping 151 point victory, man. I mean, I think I should get double bonus for that. You guys all get together and funnel in, like, come up with an extra $75 to give to Gang Green, because 150 Bad Beat is just a large margin. I mean, that's some serious shit right there. I want to see somebody step up on that. So.
Yeah. Congrats to all those. All right. Oh, and don't forget, send in the payments, folks. Come on now.
Yeah, let's bring that up like 17 times. Hey,
yes.
So the commission can pay
after every matchup. Well, you know what? Let's.
This is a. Keep in mind, this is a not-for-profit league. 100% of the money goes back to our players. So yeah. I am, at the end of the day, I'm nothing but a middling bitch. That's all I am. So, you know, make sure you run it through me, man.
Let's talk about our conference matchup. We'll go through these pretty quickly. I don't think we'll dwell on too many matchups. You know,
there's a couple I want to dwell on. But
yeah. Let's start with El Oso Verde versus Gang Green, 188 to 145.
Well, I don't want to. It's mainly going to be sour grapes, but I'm just going to point out that, I mean, you know, when I drafted my team, you know, I lost by 2 points, Sam. And when I drafted my team, I downgraded quarterbacks completely. I think it was Daniel Jones and, I mean, I did Matt Ryan. And I ended up being completely strong there. But I really emphasized wide receivers. And I'd like to point out that I came in with a whopping 15 points out of my wide receivers this week. And it's kind of been a bit of a trend there. And it turns out that the great Brandon Cooks was my high-scoring guy. You know, so I'm pretty happy about that. Both my kickers actually outscored my highest scoring wide receiver this week.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, I think it's good that they traded all that draft capital, and which wasn't that much anyway, so he could run decoy routes, and they can watch Kyler Murray kind of run around the field. So that's good stuff there. Again, I got 15 points combined out of Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Hopkins, and Tyler Lockett. And Wayne Gallman, New York Giants, like fourth-year nobody, put up 19. I love it. So that's some good stuff. Hello, Severity. We'll talk about him down the line. He overslept and forgot to start Will Fuller. This game could have been much uglier. So
could have, yes.
Tyreek Hill, dude. Tyreek Hill. We'll save him for Todd, where that game mattered more.
Yeah.
Hello, Severity. I will say this. At the end of the day, he had a better team than me this year. No doubt about it. I mean, I always had him on quarterbacks, but running backs. But his wide receivers, it just was a better mix, man. And,
no, Rob. Let's be truthful here. Now, when Tay and I was having Thanksgiving dinner with his in-laws, Tay was like, "Dude, I can't believe I also didn't start Fuller." I was like, "Really? I bet you he overslept." And I was like, "You know what?
100%.
You know what? If Rob wasn't playing him, he would have woke him up. But Rob was playing him.
No.
Come on, Rob. Tell the truth. Let's go. Tell the truth right now.
well, first of all, no, that's not true. And second of all, if anybody doesn't think that I want to beat no one's ass in fantasy, you haven't been to our house. No, actually, and also I can't even see the starters until that first game's played, Sam. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the thing about the Thursday games too, is you really don't. As soon as the game starts, you can see the other team's starters.
Yeah.
And I mean, immediately it stands out. I'm like, well, he didn't go Fuller. Although I will say I did question. I'm like, well, Devontae Adams, Godwin, and Tyreek Hill is not bad.
Yeah.
I was a little more perplexed by the Matt Stafford non-start. But no, I wouldn't. I mean, I remind them everything. I remind the family every week. Put in your starters, get in your fantasy, get your pool picks in. If they don't do it, it ain't my problem, man.
I don't know why he doesn't do it the night before. Maybe he'll learn. You know what I mean? The night before.
He wanted to see what the waiver wire looked like the next day. I'm like, this last week of the season. If he grabbed some people and he wanted to dump Matt Stafford, and then he wakes up at I think he woke up seriously too at 10.
Okay.
He's like, the game started at 9:30. Which team's ever started? I'm off. Yeah, you suck. So anyway.
Okay, that answers that question. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No. I can't even see the starters.
Let's go.
No, I wouldn't have.
Let's go on to your next matchup. Kells versus Brady for rent. 144-93.
Boy, we can jump right on past this game real quick. We'll just say Aaron Rodgers had a nice one. Nick Chubb is a nice player, and A.J. Brown had a nice week. A.J. Brown, man, got that 15-plus. God, he picks up on the rarest of plays, man. He gets the 15-point kick return on the onside kick attempt. So that is the rarest of plays there. I mean, it's like I think Jaime was like, man, we still have 15 for a kick return. Let's say we used to be 15 for a punt return. I'm like, dude, I should make them 20 because nobody even returns the ball at all anymore. But the team gets it if he scored, and the player gets it if he scored. So that was kind of cool. That's a nice finish for Kells there, man.
Yeah.
He's I'll play in a couple things with him. Trust me. Let's shed no tears for Kells. Brady for it, though, it's kind of fun. I was over at his house the other day watching Patrick Mahomes play against Tom Brady, and, well, you know how that game went, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Tom Brady was good, dude. I mean, he's pretty swell guy. Derek Carr. I'm going to save that Derek Carr for later. There's somebody that hates Derek Carr more than Brady for it. So.
Okay, let's go to our next matchup. Autumn Wind versus Bruins Maniac, 151-203, high scoring game. Bruin Maniacs. Jeez, look at man.
Well, here we have a player that remembered to start Deshaun Watson against the Detroit Lions, and that worked out well for him. So he did pick up the requisite 54 points. But he got 2 out of Dalvin Cook and 0 out of Zeke Elliott. And I swear to God, if it was not just last week that you and Tay and I were talking about how he's set up for a playoff run with those two running backs right there, and just like that, the commissioner's kiss of death brings them into 2. Yeah, Zeke, dude, I can't say it enough. Zeke's trash, dude. I mean, he dropped the ball diving towards the ground where Troy Aikman said, "Well, he just kind of stopped holding on to the ball." And I went, "Oh my god." It's just a disgusting player. So DK Metcalf had a really nice, what was that, Monday night. God, that game was bad on Monday night. Keenan Allen, God, I mean, does anybody even remember Keenan Allen still plays?
Yeah. Yeah, just saying his name is like, whoa.
Well, I mean, there for a while you're like Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen. Now you start thinking the L.A. Chargers, which is always hard enough to say. I wish they would say in San Diego. But you're like Herbert or, any of the, what's his name, Bosa, all those guys on the defense. And then you're like, oh, yeah, Keenan Allen's still there. Bernie, we love you. Derrick Henry came in big time. This is a huge week, 203, man. I mean, that's the way to go out in style, man. And if it's his last game that he plays in this league, and, it may be, it's been a long and wonderful run. And way to go out in style, my man. So
yeah. Let's go on to our last matchup in our conference, Ninja Assassin versus the Bagger the Bat. So
you talk about this one, Sam. I guess you kind of figured you might have had it, huh?
Yeah. I started the wrong receiver, Antonio Brown. You warned me, Rob. You warned me several times about Antonio Brown. Not warned me, but mocked me. Let's just say that. You mocked me about Antonio Brown, and I said, listen, I have a feeling he's gonna blow up every game. Yeah, right. So obviously, if I would have started, oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name? The Browns receiver. Oh my gosh, Jarvis Landry. If I would have started Jarvis Landry instead, but would have, could have, should have. I smashed Tay, but that didn't help. I missed it by 15 points. I missed it by 15 points. So.
Yeah. It's by 20, but it was.
20,
I mean. That's kind of tough when, you're coming in at 78% efficiency. That's pretty bad. I mean, but who in God's name would have said, hey, Sam, you should bench Ben Roethlisberger and start the San Francisco 49ers. That would have gotten it done for you. So there's your 20 right there.
Yeah.
I mean, my only thing I'll say about Antonio Brown, and we will all continue to do this throughout the years. I mean, we'll chase. It's always wide receivers, it seems like we're chasing. We're going to chase the names that have either coming back from a 10-week injury or in this most unique situation. And, it's that whole, I mean, it's just, it's you forget about chemistry, you forget about game plan. And, sometimes I think it's as simple as you forget about the playbook. And, if Antonio Brown was his 27-year-old self, that might be a different story, but he's not. And,
and also, Michael Thomas, the second round, he was my second pick. Never lived up to it. Never,
Well, in a year in 2020, man, Michael Thomas, dude, I mean, look, man, I had Christian McCaffrey in the number 2 spot, and straight LA had him in the 1 slot. All right, and that's about where he should have gone both ways. So, you're not going to get any tears out of me. Cam Newton put up 0.
Yes.
So that was ugly.
Alvin
Kamara, who you would have figured would have put up about 1,000 last week, put up 5. It was an ugly week for running backs.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Denver, no QBs. They had more interceptions than completion.
that's something. Man.
Oh my God, that's crazy to say.
They made him play that game. Man.
Yeah. Gibson was amazing for me. Tay and I was watching that at Thanksgiving at his in-laws, and it was crazy,
game, man.
It was great.
Sam, you know what, bro? You made a hell of a push at the ending there. For a guy that thought he was out of it there for the last 2 weeks, you made a hell of a push, man. You just came up short. He's wearing a rabbit's foot this week, man. I don't know what that was, man.
I worry about his team because the last 2 weeks he lost. The last 2 weeks he lost. What are you gonna do, Tay, in the playoffs? Huh? What are you gonna do? You know?
Well, I mean, you're looking at this roster, and it scares exactly nobody. So it's a mess. I'm going to go on a limb here, and even though he does feature Zeke Elliott, I want to say Autumn wins favored in this game, and I apologize in advance, Adrian, for the commission's kiss of death. So, but I mean, I don't, dude. I mean, it's like when the league puts it out, it's like it's going to show Autumn win with like favored by 87, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, is Josh Allen even playing? And good luck on finding a replacement quarterback. So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's go over to the next conference, the Hart Foundation versus High Rollers.
Well, this is where I was holding off on some of that Derek Carr love, man, because every time anybody says that Derek Carr, he's playing well, he goes out and just reminds everybody that, he's never going to be that guy, right? and I mean, I know it's a classic letdown game over there in Atlanta. And it's tough for, the Raiders to travel cross country and play in an empty dome and everything. But, I mean, Derek Carr was horrible in that game. And this is just, I mean, look at this poor guy here. It's ridiculous. I mean, this has got to be the most fuck you game that fantasy football has ever put on anybody. He's got Derek Carr going against, like, the second worst defense in football, and he puts up -8.
Jeez.
Kyler Murray comes with 5, so he gets -3 out of his quarterbacks. And by the way, the Derek Carr matchup looks great. It's a no-brainer, right? Kyler Murray, you knew he wasn't going to kill it against New England, but you figured maybe 20.
Yeah.
Zeke, nothing. He's got to run Brian Hill because, like all of us, apparently all the running backs got together in a big room and hugged last week so they could all spread the COVID. So there's like nothing out there. I can't even remember who he had to run over to his IR, but it's like, I mean, he's scrambling to get guys. Allen Robinson finally had a good game, though, and that's what he was counting on. It's just like, seriously, it's like fantasy gods just despise the Hart Foundation this week. And they loved High Rollers. High Rollers forgot to start Deshaun Watson at 54 points, and he still put up 185. Jeez. My God, man. Dude, this team's red hot, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's insane. It's just, I mean, it's like, okay, so I can't flex 2 quarterbacks. I'll just flex 2 defenses as we can go with Green Bay and the Rams. Devontae. Josh Jacobs was trash, but, Kenyon Drake emerged. Somehow Kyler Murray got 5, and Kenyon Drake, who is an afterthought at this point, puts up 28. It's just that kind of game. Yeah. A.J. Brown gets, like we mentioned earlier, gets the onside kick recovery. Travis Kelce, only got 8 this week, although Travis Kelce is, like, literally second in the league to Tyreek Hill in total receiving yards, and he's a tight end, for Christ's sake, And he runs backwards by 4 yards after every catch these days, So, I mean, kudos to High Rollers. He got hot. He's got a great team. I mean, I think he's, however he got here, it's, and we got to give a little jab for forgive the Thursday game. This guy's a long-time pro in this league. He's got a team that's deserving of that number 1 slot at this point. He's somebody to reckon with, man.
Yeah. So congrats on that. Let's go over to our next matchup. Big Revis versus Degenerate Bastards right here. 132 to 127. Kind of close.
I think he just needs to change his name to Big Rep next year. I mean, that's how I always write it. I like Big Rep. It's it's just, when he starts talking and I can just hear him saying Robbie, he almost sounds like Rev, it just sounds like a reverend. It sounds beautiful. I love both these guys with all my heart and soul. They're both wonderful human beings, but it's nice to see, Big Revis getting in there. And again, I really, really, really don't know about, the Los Angeles Chargers on the bench with the Baltimore Ravens playing against Pittsburgh when, the entire rest of the world was watching TV going, are they even going to play this game? But, the world smiled on Big Rev this week. So, good for him. And I'd always put Amari Cooper on the bench too, just because he's like Amari Cooper, but he did outscore the entirety of his, Kamara, Diggs, Johnson, Jones, and Crosby, 8-12. 15, 20. Yep, 26. So, and he won this game. He won this game 132 to 127, which tells you, I think the whole universe is smiling down on Big Rev right now. So it's kudos and welcome back. And hopefully a little bit, Patrick Mahomes he'll cover up a lot of ills. You know that, though, Sam, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and degenerate. Antonio Gibson. Justin Herbert was. I think he's going to get Rookie of the Year. You think? Justin Herbert? Yeah, I think he's going to get Rookie of the Year.
It's 100%, man, 100%. I mean, I give him the Rookie of the Year in our fantasy league. I mean, there's no question about it. So
yeah, so
might as well see me when you're looking at it on paper here. He gets 50 out of Gibson, and I mean. I don't know. It just was one of those years where nothing lined up. Because, like I said, he only lost to his brother. He was 5 games or whatever behind his brother, but it was only 6 points out of, in point differential. So, just, everybody has. Every year we have a team that should be better than the record. We didn't really seem to have a team this year that, should have been worse than the record. But, oh well.
Yeah.
Again, I'll point out 2 in a row. Kind of tricky.
There you go.
Who you got next?
Let's go to Straight LA Kings versus Wolfpack, 137 to 167.
Oh, God, man. So apparently our league locks down pickups at 5 o'clock on Monday night, which you're going, Commish, you should know that. I go, it's out of my hands. So he was trying to make a roster move, I think about 5:07. He's like, it won't let me do it. I go, yeah, you're straight up F, man. I can't make an exception here.
Yeah.
It's in the rules, but he was trying to get rid of Big Ben to go to Wentz, I think it was. So, so we'll have to see about changing that for next year. But remember, if it comes to Monday night, you got to play. You want to start, you got to get it done before 5. So I don't know. It's a league thing. I don't know what's going on with that. So anyway, Wolfpack, he snuck it out though. He really needed. I don't know, Sam. Basically, at the end of the day, my theory on that was he could have dropped Big Ben at any time throughout the weekend and picked up the great Carson Wentz. God help you. It just makes your team look crappy. The Steelers, though, that's a different story. I might have gone Browns there, but whatever. Worked out for him. Pulls the win out, comes back, straight LA. Russell Wilson doing what Russell Wilson does best, fading through the season. Nice season out of him. He just... God, Mike Evans on the bench against Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what that's about, man. I mean, even though Justin Jefferson, I guess it's about Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, and Calvin Ridley, but against the Raiders, those aren't bad starts. But, God, that looks like a week you could have just run them all out there, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you can understand why he did it, but...
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back to Todd real quick. Now, if he would have, let's go in the mindset. If he wanted to drop Ben Roethlisberger, do you want to go in the playoff with Carson Wentz though? That's my other thing.
No, man. I mean,
are you gonna try to pick up Big Ben again? Do you have a chance to pick up Big Ben again? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Big Ben didn't exactly light the world on fire today with his trash performance, and he kind of tends to do this too. But it's. Big Ben can have. I think he had a 500-yard game in December several years ago. I remember sitting at the bar watching it. It was ridiculous. But he's also known to fade a bit as he gets older, and that weather in Pittsburgh. Basically, I'm just thinking you really don't want a quarterback from Pennsylvania in general. So, whatever.
Let's go to our last...
We should talk about Tyreek Hill here.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about Tyreek Hill for 1 second. 80 points, and, the majority of it was in the first quarter. Dude, the guy put up 203 yards in quarter 1, which it's the biggest performance out of a wide receiver we've had this season, easy, and it was all really in one quarter. Tampa, dude. They brought every fat old guy they could find to go out there that sit on the beach with Tom Brady, and they just suck ass. So good riddance to them. That's
someone with that kind of speed and the arm of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, why don't you do it more often? I mean, you could never overthrow Tyreek Hill. Just launch it out there every single play, But
well, normally teams adjust and bump and run like three guys on them. I mean, I've seen Tyreek Hill literally with like three guys on him in regularity. I don't know, Tampa, which Bruce Arians at this point, it's looking more and more and more like that was just a fluke or Kurt Warner down there and Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald down there in Arizona because, I mean, it looks bad in Tampa. I mean, his quarterback system seems great, if you like interceptions. So it's, I think, whatever. But, and Patrick Mahomes was throwing the ball off his heels.
It's all arm. It's all arm, but geez.
Yeah.
That's
Kansas City, everybody, my kids keep saying, which guys should they get? I go, I don't know, offensive linemen, because right now the protection's not good enough. But, 25 years old, it doesn't matter. 30, it may. So, anyway.
Let's go on to our last matchup, Savs versus Sister Twister, 196 to 130. So, man, Cam Newton, 0. Again, I don't know. You think Cam's going to stay in New England after this year? I don't know. I don't know. From that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's as far as the least interesting football stories of 2021 go. I mean, Cam Newton in New England, that's got to be the top of the list, right? So I don't care. I think it's more interesting to see if Taysom Hill is going to be the quarterback in New Orleans. The guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass all these years into it. So all these years, I think he's in like year 3. I doubt that's going to happen either, So it's
didn't he just sign? I thought he signed this season or this past off season.
But that's so he could be like offensive weapon,
Gadget.
I kind of don't think that Sean Payton really wants to roll in the next season with Taysom Hill as his full-time starter. And they got our man over there. What's his name? Oh God, I'm already forgetting. But the other guy.
Yeah.
Played in Tampa that threw interceptions before Tom Brady went to Tampa and threw interceptions. Anyway.
Jameis.
Jameis Winston. Sister Twister, man, he was so far behind on points. He was in a must-win situation. He got 196, and that was a hell of a performance. Derrick Henry, Chris Carson actually got off the injured list. Kirk Cousins had a nice week, for him. I mean, Will Fuller.
He remembered to start Will Fuller.
Oh, Scotty rises with the sun, Sam. What are you talking about? So it's, but it just wasn't enough to get him in there. And I mean, you look at it, he scores 196, and he's sitting there with 84%. The highlight of this, though, is I was over at his house, and yes, we were social distancing, but, we were gathering, so we're horrible people. So he's got like 2 guys to go, and he's sitting like 170. He's like, I think I'm going to make a run at your season high score. And I'm like, with Chris Carson and the Seattle Seahawks defense. Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm like, dude, you're like 100 points behind me. I swear to this guy, I mean, I'm telling you, 400 on his mind every week. I mean, it's got to be. I don't know why Cam didn't put up 100. Anyway, so be it. He's out of the playoffs like me, so.
Yeah, Savs, did well, 130 points, decent. 23-32 by Nick Chubb. Interesting name, Washington football team. I never noticed that before. Washington football team defense, 28. What can you say?
I'd like to point out that Sister Twister missed it by 33 points. And let's see, that season bad beat, how much did he lose on that one? That was 27. So 27, Mark held him off in that game, and there's like another 6 points somewhere. It's probably a bad start by a kicker, because Game Green didn't miss playoffs by 2 points out of any bad moves he made all season. It was all brilliant. So.
Well, thanks for joining in to our podcast, folks. It was a good season. Now we have a bye next week, right, Rob?
Everything is shut down for this entire week. You can make IR moves. There are no transactions whatsoever that will be allowed. We're not giving our first place teams that big of an advantage to make back-to-back weeks of their first number 1 pick, as everything reverses. But yeah, we have a bye. Everything shuts down for this week. Reopens next Tuesday. You can start putting stuff in.
All right, all right. And again, don't forget to send in your dues to the commish. And good luck, everybody still in the playoffs, and people who aren't in the playoffs, like me and Rob.
You want to do a podcast for me and you next week only, Sam?
Oh yeah. I don't know who's going to tune into that.
You and me.
That's right. That's right. All right, folks. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe out there still, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, Sam. We'll see you in 2 weeks, brother. Thank you for everything, man.
Thank you.